the iceberg. I think it's really amazing. I can only see about 10% of the iceberg. The other 90% is underwater. So you can imagine how huge the icebergs really are. It takes about 6 and up to 7 years for the icebergs, after they break from the glaciers over there, to float over to the sea. Those 6 up to 7 years, they're just floating around in the lagoon. The reason why we don't sail closer to the bigger iceberg is because they can turn or flip around anytime, or pieces could break off them. So it would be too risky for us to get closer. That is why the guys on the Zodiacs, the smaller boats, are with us, to guide this boat through the lagoon, moving icebergs, and also for your security. If somebody here would fall in the water, their job would be to rescue you. If somebody here wants to check their reflexes, you can just go ahead and jump in the water. Looks like you're gonna do it. Right in front of the glacier, the lagoon is about 250 meters deep. But underneath the glacier, scientists have found a fjord, 21 kilometer long and full of ice. In that fjord, they found Iceland's deepest point. That's about 300 meters below sea level. The lagoon itself, though, is only about 78 years old. In 1932, this was all just ice, just one piece of glacier, and all the way to the bridge. If you look on the hills that are all around us, the glacier, it was lying right up against those hills at that time. Then, of course, after 1932, the glacier started to retreat, and today there's over 100 meters of ice breaking off the glacier every year. That's how fast the lagoon is increasing, and it's mostly because of salt water that comes into the lagoon during high tide. But the salt water is about 50%. The salt water. I'm going to put the ice down because it's cold. As you've noticed, we have different colors on the icebergs. The black color, do you know what the black color is?
Organic material.
It's mostly just sand and stone and dirt, that's true, but it's also a little bit of volcanic ash. But it's not volcanic ash from the newest eruption, because the wind from there never came this far east. It all went to Europe, so we got saved here. Actually, this is my favorite part of the boat trip, when I ask you to say Eyjafjalla Jökull. Or was it?